We meet this year in a moment of intermingled with great pain. We've lost so much to this devastating pandemic, the emergence of new technologies, and global health and a global health threat council toward global COVID response, the global COVID response, vaccinating the world and building back better from the borderless climate crisis, from the United States and from other donors, working with countries, technologies that reduce the risk. Similarly, we know the bitter sting of terrorism is real. The United States is committed to using our resources. When the earthquake strikes, we're fighting between warring parties, horrific violence, and a belief in the universe whether it occurs LGBTQI.
More articles of impeachment have been filed against Bumblin Biden as his presidency collapses right before the eyes of the entire world. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest articles of impeachment that have been filed. We're going to take a look at the political strategy that's being employed here that even leftists believe will further weaken the Democrats. And stick with me to the very end of this video when I reveal just how absolutely horrific things have become for Sleepy Joe and the Dems. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Patriots all across the globe. Dr. Stevie with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote, offering patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. Before we jump into things here, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's collagen, available at my special website, healthwithsteveturley.com. Now, if you don't know, many health experts now agree that consuming collagen helps to renew and revitalize how you look and how you feel. Taking collagen regularly can revitalize your body. It can make your skin, your bones, even your hair look and feel more healthy and youthful. And if you click on that link below right now, you're going to get 51% off your order. So don't wait. Click on that link below and get your own collagen supply today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. A group of House Republicans led by Bob Gibbs of Ohio has officially filed 3 articles of impeachment against Sleepy Joe, citing the utter chaos of the border, the chaotic and deadly Afghanistan withdrawal, and the blatant violation of the Constitution and Biden's refusal to abide by the Supreme Court's striking down of his federal eviction ban as unconstitutional. Now, while no one believes that Nancy Impeachment Pelosi is going to see these articles of impeachment, their filing is serving as a galvanizing force for Republicans as we enter into the 2022 midterms. As I'm sure you know by now, Georgia Representative Marjorie Greene, she's already filed 3 articles of impeachment against Bumblin Biden. And this is in the wake of an increasing number of Republicans calling for Sleepy Joe either to resign or to be removed from office. Of course, Senator Rick Scott of Florida, he has openly questioned whether Biden's even capable of discharging the duties of the office, and that it's indeed time for Congress to discuss exercising the provisions of the 25th Amendment. Senator Lindsey Graham has doubled down on his call for Biden to be impeached over the whole Afghanistan travesty. All as Senators Hawley and Blackburn are ramping up their demands that Biden resign from office or face impeachment. Even leftists, you're going to love this, even leftists, far leftists, are admitting that it's virtually certain that Sleepy Joe Biden, the ravager of Afghanistan, the clown of Kabul, is indeed going to be impeached. Leftists have all but conceded the midterms. I don't know if you saw this. There was a survey that was just published by the organization Democracy Corps, or Corpse if you're Biden, that found that the enthusiasm indicator among Republicans is sky high, outpacing Democrats by double digits. And on the heels of that survey, we have a study from public opinion strategist pollster Glenn Bolger that concludes that Republicans are on track to trounce the Democrats in 2022. Democrats are likely to lose, he estimates, around 40 seats, which is 34 more needed, more than the GOP needs to take control of the House. And so the far left have already basically conceded the midterms, and they believe that once the Trump-controlled Republican Party comes into power, they will indeed vote to impeach Bumblin Biden. Now, of course, no one believes that they will be able to convict Biden in the Senate, remove him from office, just as the Democrats weren't able to convict Trump. But that's largely besides the point. This is all ultimately about weakening the Democrat Party and steamrolling them with the return of Trump in 2024. And to make matters even worse for Biden, I did a video on a new poll that just came out that shows the vast majority of voters believe Biden's actually going to be removed from office. Right? They actually think he's going to be replaced. I'll link that video down below for you in the pinned comment section. Make sure you watch it after this video. It's going to absolutely make your day. And all of this is happening. You ready for this? It's all happening as Kamala's polls are imploding. She's more unpopular than he is. I get into that in that video. So all of this is reciprocal. All these moving parts are playing into one another. The more Biden sinks, the more people take a look at Kamala and realize, yikes, what a disaster she is. So the more her polls sink, and the more Biden and Kamala sink, the more the whole of the Democratic Party sinks. Take a look at this. Biden and the Democrats are facing a polling disaster in swing states. Pollsters and strategists are predicting an absolute bloodbath in the midterms. Even CNN is admitting it. Look! Even CNN. They're panicking after reading these swing state polls. So, for example, take a look at Iowa. 62% of Iowans disapprove of Biden. 62%. Gang, remember, Iowa was one of the most dependable blue states in the entire nation. It's a farming and labor voting constituency that used to belong to the old FDR Democrat New Deal coalition. Now, just to drive that home, Iowa voted for Mike Dukakis by 55 points, okay? Iowa's been one of the most dependable Democrat states in the entire nation. That's dead. They voted twice for Trump. In 2020, they voted for Trump by 10 points. And it looks like Iowa's about to solidify their political paradigm shift by contributing to a massive red wave in 2022. We're seeing similar numbers in Michigan, where Biden currently has only a 39% approval. In fact, that collapse in support seems to be translating down ticket as well. You may have seen this, but that horrific Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is down nearly 10 points to a Republican challenger, Detroit Police Chief James Craig. So Bumblin Biden and the Dems, sounds like a bad rock and roll band. Bumblin Biden and the Dems are getting crushed in the swing states. And now, with these articles of impeachment being officially filed, now you have a battle cry for the midterms, a unifying battle cry to impeach Biden. Meanwhile, as I'm sure you've seen, the chaos at the southern border is causing Biden to actually lose his own constituency. He can't even count on Democrats anymore to back him. More than 50% of Latino voters in Texas have turned their backs on Biden. 54% disapprove of his job. Only 35% approve. And even the left-wing activists disguised as journalists are taking note. Even Politico is recognizing that Biden is hemorrhaging support from virtually every single Democrat demographic. The most recent Political Morning Consult poll found that registered voters trusted Republicans in Congress more than Democrats, 45 to 40%. Only 38% approved of Biden's handling of the southern border, which of course begs the whole question of the mental health of those 38%. How anyone can take a look at those pictures, those tens of thousands of illegal immigrants living under a Texas bridge and say, oh yeah, Biden's got that. Good job, dude. I mean, it's beyond comprehension. So, regardless, we will certainly be keeping our eyes on how things develop here. But as we stand, the latest articles of impeachment that were just filed are just further indicators that Bumblin Biden is truly politically collapsing. He's turned out to be a disaster that even Democrats are becoming more and more aware of, which means that 2022 promises to be a year like no other. Now, before we go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on that poll that shows that 60% of voters believe that Biden is actually going to be replaced. He's going to be removed from office, all as Kamala's polls are collapsing. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.